back-to-back 500 pages.
And we are live.
Hello.
Well, how you guys doing? It's been a while.
I'm
But
trying
today-
not to fling Lego pieces all over my room. Hi, sir.
Today we're here to discuss A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire by Geoffrey Armentrout, book number 2 in the Blood and Ash series.
Katie's got the fancy copy.
I
Okay.
know.
This is
Jelly.
the really pretty the Lumicrate one.
Yeah, a jelly.
And the edges are nice too.
Oh,
Oh, it is nice and big too, like quite big.
Oh, baby.
So
even
What'd you
Harry's
think?
jealous
I'm
of
just seeing
the
if there's
special
some-
edition.
He was batting at my elbow like, yo, mother, pick me up.
I don't think it has a synopsis in this one.
Uh-oh.
For my dramatic.
Okay,
I will just check.
over here.
I don't think it does. Has a long list of all our books though.
Mm.
I can't keep up. There's another one coming out soon, isn't there, as well?
Yeah, I think it is in the prequel series is what it's
Yeah,
coming out.
and I'm just so behind in her books. Like, you read one and then she writes and releases another.
Mm-hmm.
I will have to Goodreads, I think.
Isis left me.
Oh. She's like, I ain't hearing this dramatic reading.
She's like, I'm gonna go lay down.
Like, I've said hi, that's all.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Synopsis. I also need to get up my...
They made this synopsis, at least in my book, they made this synopsis like really long.
Mm.
You're going to say this one is long, because even on Goodreads it's long. All right, I have my notes. A
Yeah,
betrayal. Everything Poppy has ever believed in is a lie, including the man that she was falling in love with. Thrust upon those who see her as a symbol of a monstrous kingdom, she barely knows who she is without the veil of the maiden. But what she does know is that nothing is as dangerous to her as him, the Dark One, the Prince of Atlantia. He wants her to fight him, and that's one order that she's more than happy to obey. He may have taken her, but he will never have her. A choice. Castile Denier is known by many names and many faces. His lies are as seductive as his touch, his truths as sensual as his bite. What knows better than to trust him? He needs her alive, healthy, and whole to achieve his goals. But he's the only way for her to get what she wants, to find her brother Ian and see for herself if he has become a soulless ascended. Working with Castile instead of against him presents its own risks. He still tempts her with every breath, offering up all that she's ever wanted. Castile has plans for her, one that could expose her to unimaginable pleasure and unfathomable pain. Plans that will force her to look beyond everything that she thought she knew about herself and about him. Plans that could bind their lives together in unexpected ways that neither kingdom is prepared for, and she's far too reckless and too hungry to resist the temptation. A secret! But unrest has grown in Atlantia as they await the return of their prince. Whispers of war have become stronger, and Poppy is at the very heart of it all. The king wants to use her to send a message. The dissenters want her dead. The woven are growing more unpredictable, and as her abilities to feel pain and emotion begin to grow and strengthen, the Atlanteans start to fear. Dark secrets are at play, one steeped in the blood-drenched sins of two kingdoms that would do anything to keep the truth hidden. But when the earth begins to shake and the skies start to bleed, it may already be too late.
Dun dun dun.
Listening to Jordan telling me a serious thing and then having Katie do her dramatic reading at the same time is a very interesting like split of my attention. She's also doing like an interpretive dance as she's reading.
No, it's great.
That was probably the most dramatic of all of the readings so far, that one.
Yes.
That was a long one.
It was a long one. That was like 3 whole paragraphs. But like if she wrote those paragraphs herself for the synopsis, it was actually quite well written.
That's a lot.
Anyway, that's the synopsis. So yes. So what format did you guys read it in?
I had the physical copy, and then I also had the audiobook.
Yeah, I mostly read it physical this time.
Yeah, I did physical and added more tabs to all the tabs I already had. And I highlighted some spots as well too. So yeah.
Hi, Harry.
He's like, I'm just gonna look out the window now.
So I'm just gonna sit in my spot. What did you end up rating the book?
I think I originally rated it as a 4-star, and I think I just pretty much kept the same rating. Like
I'm feeling a 4.5.
I think I did a 4 as well.
But I think it's like, for me, I think it's just because it's quite a slow paced beginning. It like kind of dragged to the beginning a bit.
Agreed.
There's a lot going on in this book.
Yeah. So what did you guys think of the characters?
I found Castile to be a little bit more irritating in some spots. Just because it's him. But I definitely liked the banter that between Poppy and Kieran grew a little bit more.
Yeah, I noticed that bond was growing a lot more.
Yeah, I quite liked the banter between Poppy and Kieran. And even sometimes when they did like Kieran and Castile, it was kind of like the guys, like if they're hanging out and stuff, their banter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The difference between, I guess you could say, Hawk and Castile, even though they're the same person, is very different from book 1 to book 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like now he's let out of that shell.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he'll still show characteristics of Hawk. So yeah, it's quite interesting. Even like Poppy notices it. She's like, no, that's Hawk.
Yeah.
And you also get a little more of his backstory from when he was, I guess, captured or imprisoned or something. So you get to learn more about him. I'm trying to think. Like, I know there's a lot of characters but they mostly focus on like Poppy, Castile, and Kieran.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You see, what was this? Delano and Niall?
Yeah. Oh, and Vonetta. I love Vonetta. She's great.
I liked her and her snarkiness.
Mm-hmm. Just kind of have to be with those growing up with those two.
Kieran and Castile. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of Alistair. I don't know why. I feel like
No, he does have that kind of sneaky, like even that first scene where he's like there, it's just like he has that creepy feeling when he's just there.
Yeah.
Like he felt creepy. I don't know, like when I was reading it, like I was like, this guy's a bit creepy.
We're gonna keep an eye on this one.
Yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on you. I don't
Mhm.
trust you. You creepy old man.
Yeah. I feel
Even
like
the name Alistair, isn't it? Alistair.
he has his own agenda, I feel.
Yeah, there's something. I don't know. Sam's just there like, I'm saying nothing.
He's like, I know and I can't say. How far have you read into the series, Sam? How far ahead of you are you?
I've read all of them besides I have currently checked out from the library Visions of Flesh and Blood, which is supposed to be just like little novellas.
Mm-hmm.
Just got that from the library this past week, so
She knows all the kit and caboodle then.
Yep.
I imagine Alistair will play a part then soon. She's like, la, 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 la.
Judging by that little smirk, you know.
I'm just doing some Legos. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Wow, I'm sure we'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
I did like the relationship between like Castile and Poppy though. Like you can see like her sort of been like, oh, I'm attracted to him, but like I don't want to. So there's like a lot of like
Back and forth,
like
yeah.
magnets, I suppose you could say, like, you know, they're like there's that attraction, and like he has, you know, this kind of like protection thing with her, and he's like, I will marry you. No, you won't. Like, this is...
You will absolutely not do that.
Like I liked that like tense, you know.
Yeah, I think that helps play well into their banter as well.
Yeah.
That tension between the two.
Yeah.
Do you have a most favorite character and a least favorite character? I like Kieran. I don't know. I find him quite intriguing in this one.
I think I like him and Poppy, mainly because he always gets annoyed at her millions of questions.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Of course you have questions.
Like asking him one thing, another question.
Yeah. I think I like Vonetta out of all of them. If I had to go with one that wasn't part of the main group of characters, I think Vonetta. Least probably would be Alistair.
Yeah,
I agree.
I lost a piece of my Lego and I have no idea where.
If you were reading it for the first time, Sam, would you say the same characters? Or like, has your opinion changed since rereading it?
I think my opinion of Alistair definitely has changed since rereading it, because I think I actually liked him with my first read through, just because he had that kind of sense of almost being like Victor for Poppy for a bit, but circumstances have changed.
See, me and Alicia, we see through all that.
Yep.
We're just like, yep, not falling for it.
I'm watching you.
Like, sorry, the alarm's gone off.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's interesting that, I guess Alistair's supposed to be one of the advisors to the king and queen of Atlantia, but he keeps pulling Poppy aside and he gives her like bits of information, but then she's like, why did you tell me that? Like, is this necessary, or are you just, you're trying to see through what we're doing, and we're not really doing anything. Yeah.
Trying to be sneaky sneak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, I'm just gonna plant this seed and see what you do.
Yeah. It always seems to like backfire in a way.
I gotta clean up my Legos now because apparently my new desk just arrived.
Ooh, very
exciting.
So maybe I'll actually find that piece of Lego that I lost.
No.
Hopefully it was an extra piece.
Oh, look at little Harry. He's like, don't move me. I'm so comfy. What did you guys think about the plot in this book?
I think it more was kind of a filler type of book, like plot wise. It was starting to like pick up a little bit in some spots, but I think it's just more of like the standard epic quest, like traveling quest part that you get in some sort of fantasy books. So it was more traveling than it was plot.
Yeah, because it was kind of like that traveling filler from one place to the next, which you know, the plot dragged the beginning, especially.
You can only do so much with traveling. I mean, if you stop somewhere, you sleep, you move on. But at the same time, like, you had the Ascended coming after Poppy. So it was like they were behind, but they weren't like catching up until they reached Spess's End.
Wow, the shirt has come off. Serious business.
Katie's like, the shirt has come off. It's serious business now.
Oh, wait till the pants come off.
Oh.
It's not that type of show, all right?
But trust me, he wants to see that. Plus, I don't feel like getting laughing.
Shut
Not
up.
even the chickens want to see that.
Like, not even the chickens want to see that.
Hell no. Nah, they'll probably be like, yo, a worm.
Or is it the shirt because the desk is here, is it? Like, right, the desk's here. Yeah.
Celebrate striptease.
Yeah, stripping for the new desk.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I had my shirt off after I came into the
What you do in your spare time.
What do you think of the writing style?
104.
Yeah.
I liked it. I do like Jennifer L. Armentrout's writing style.
Yeah, I do as well.
I would like to read more of her stuff because I think this is. I'm trying to think. I think this is the first series that I've read from her, but I think I've read one or two of her standalones.
She knows how to do her sassy characters because, like in the Lux series, like with like Hey and the alien dude.
I like how easy it is to read. It's definitely nice and quick. There's my dice.
Yay! Dice.
I was looking for those.
Oh, there you go. It's amazing what you find when you move furniture.
I know, right? They were underneath, like in the back, underneath the desk the entire time.
Like, I wondered where that went.
I put mine in a jar.
Well, I only have like this set, and then I got like 3 D20s just last weekend from like the barrel of like pick your dice thing at a comic book store.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really have a need to put my dice in anything else besides the thing that they came in. So, but yeah, the writing wise, I definitely found like my first read through. I think I read the first like 3 books in a week because of how like quick the writing was and how sucked into the plot.
It's quite easy to flow like with reading, like considering it's like a big fantasy book.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't feel like you're powering through it or reading the page twice or 3 times just to understand what's going on. And like, you know which character's which as well. Like, they're all kind of written with different personalities on the page as well. Like, you
Yeah.
know, Kieran's Kieran, you know, Castiel's Castile, and yeah. Like, even like if you just got like a little bit of dialogue and you're like, oh, that's Castile just walked in the room, you know, like, it's just, you can tell.
Mm-hmm. I did want to, after like the last couple of rereads I did want to like kind of shake them both about how they were acting towards each other. It's like, shut up. Do something.
Fine.
No.
Do you have a favorite and a least favorite part?
Mm.
That's difficult because it depends on. I mean, I guess my least favorite part would be all the traveling. But at the same time, like, it shows that they are going to where they need to be.
Yeah, and they're also like developing their characters, like, you know, like with Poppy and Kieran, and
There was one point, it seemed like the traveling went on forever, and I was sitting there going, are we there yet?
Yeah.
Are we there yet?
I agree. I definitely hated the part where the Duchess and like the Ascended flung the heads of the villagers across, and like they just seriously murdered a pregnant woman, kind of thing. And I think my favorite part, I just like flipped over to like one part that I highlighted where they were he was trying to rile her up to like and make it more believable that their engagement was real, and she ended up elbowing him in the stomach, and Delano just goes, please don't fight atop the horse. None of us wish to watch Seti trample either of you. And Castile's like, don't worry, neither of us will fall. It was just a love tap. And Poppy just goes, I'm about to love tap your face.
See the loving banter.
yeah, I gotta love tap your face.
Honestly, it just sounds like banter between me and him sometimes.
Shut
up. Exactly.
Yeah, I like reading funny banter on the page, but I also like scenes between Poppy and Kieran as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the question scenes, like, really, another question, Poppy?
Of course you have questions. What is it? And they're always so random. Like, there's never like any rhyme or reason. It's just she just goes, oh, I think of this. Let me ask.
I do like that he went along with it
random.
though. Like, it's like an answer bit. I was watching like a few people's reviews of this as well. Like, quite a few people have said the same, that like the bond between Castile and Kieran is almost like the parabatai. Like from the Shadow
Hunter. I can see that. I think honestly kind of crossed my mind a bit in the last reread. About like in other books that I've read that has the kind of like friendship and bond set up, and that did come to mind.
Well, the next question is, would you reread it? So,
yes.
I mean, yeah, I would as well. Yeah.
Yep. I'm on. I think the next time I reread it would be like the 4th or 5th reread. So yeah.
Got it.
I saw that.
Alicia said she saw that.
But I also find it fascinating that, like, you know how like you talk about Kieran and Castile having that bond, but then like there were scenes where I think one of them was Delano rushed in to the room where Poppy was, and he was like, what's wrong? And she was like, huh? So like he was alerted, and then so I was like, okay, what's going on there? Like, thing over the Wolven? What's going on? Because it happened towards the more than one, or it was Kieran that had come in. And I was like, ooh, there's something going on with this. I want to know what's going on.
Hmm.
So Sam's like, do 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 do.
Twiddling her fingers and thumbs, like.
I cannot confirm nor deny anything.
Basically, I have to go read book 3 and 4 and 5.
And 10 and 12.
Alicia's talking about her theories with certain ones, and I can't confirm or deny anything since I've read the series already.
Oh.
Will it be explained in book 3? Can you
I was
tell me
going to
that?
say, Alicia, have you started a list of questions for this one?
I have not started writing them down yet, but yes, I do have questions.
If my memory serves me correctly, I
Probably
believe some of it might get revealed in the next book.
Fuck. Okay.
It'll be touched upon at least in the next book.
Listen, I already made my August TBR, so we might have.
It would just have to be the next book club book in line, wouldn't it? A few months' time. Would you buy this for someone else?
I would, yeah.
Definitely.
I actually have to buy me a new copy of the first one because I did give my first copy to my old manager and haven't gotten back yet. Oh, comes with lights.
What the fuck?
It just gives me a reason to buy it again, and then I can always re-highlight it. It's fine.
All right, you're getting that.
Nuh-uh, that's mine. The desk comes with lights.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
Fancy.
That is fancy.
Would you like another book from the well? I mean, she's already written some.
I mean, yeah, we have to continue from here to see what happens. So, yes, please. Give it to me now.
Alicia needs answers to her question.
I think how many books are in the series again?
All this plastic.
There's quite a few in this one, and then there's a spin-off, isn't there? Like
there's, I think, up to like 5 in a companion novel. Because I think A Soul of Ash and Blood is the 5th one, and that one it kind of goes back and tells Castile's part of the first book. And then the Visions of Flesh and Blood is supposed to be the woman who wrote the diary, like some stories from her kind of thing.
Okay, so if I just, binge read it, I'll be fine.
And then I think the 4th of the Flesh and Fire series is about to come out this year.
Those are the ones I don't have. That's the spin-off series.
Mm-hmm. But you do have to read those before reading A War of Two Queens.
Why?
There's some spoilers in that spoils War of Two Queens.
I love it. Why?
Of course I do. Well, I guess I'll be getting them from my library.
Yeah, because the way she writes them is like publication or something.
Yeah.
My brain hurts now.
Just adding more stuff to your TBR. It's fine.
We'll binge. I guess I can't read because that's The War of Two Queens is book 4, yeah?
Yeah.
So I'd have to read. Wait, do I have to read the spin-off series before book 5 or before book 4?
Before book 4.
Okay,
so you can read Crown of Gilded Bones, then go to the Flesh and Fire series.
Okay. I'm going to my library's website after this. I need this one. Okay.
What books would you recommend that are similar?
All of them.
Definitely A Court of Thorns and Roses. for sure, because I think she got a lot of inspiration from that series. Because I think at one point she does like in either acknowledgments or at dedication. I think she in one of the books. I think she dedicates it to Sarah. At least my copy doesn't say have her like listed in the acknowledgments, but I think in at least one of the books she does acknowledge her in it.
I was gonna say I don't have acknowledgments in this one.
I'm trying to think of another series. I could think if you're like wanting to like a YA version, maybe the Mortal Instrument series, only because of the paranormal aspects to it. But it's more if you want a more modern take on it.
Yeah, that could work because, like Katie was saying, you know, the bond between Castile and Kieran is kind of like the parabatai bond between Alec and Jace.
Mm-hmm.
So that could work. I'm trying to think of any others that would be.
Yeah, I think really just Sarah J. Maas books. Just for sure.
Yeah.
Those kind of easier.
Those are about the only two we can really think of.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think if there's like any that's got like, you know, werewolves, vampires and that in as well. But
Twilight. Just
or the Crave series, but yeah.
yeah. I don't think there's any like bonds in the Crave series, but there are quite a few characters that are close.
Is there anything else that you can think of that we haven't discussed? Or that you'd like
I want to know what the Duchess is up to when she said what she said when she was at the fight scene for Spess's End. About Castile's brother and Poppy's brother being together. I'd say
no, it's just the way that you said it, the things that she said, what she said about things that other people said.
I want to know what she said, what she said.
That person said at this point, and I couldn't remember, but then she.
It's just the like way that all came out. It's like keep going.
But it's
now, how about that song? All the things she said stuck in my head now.
All the things she said, all the things she said, running through my head.
Yeah.
Good song.
Oh, I'm glad I could amuse you. But that part.
Well, what was your guys' thoughts about the whole like what Alistair was trying to like throw a wrench into the works about stopping the engagement kind of stuff?
I question his like why. What was his purpose for trying to do that? Is it because of Shay or is it something else?
He's doing something.
That's what I'm saying.
And the reveal about what exactly she did at the end of the book.
That was oh fuck. Like, wait a minute, what just happened?
Right.
Now I really need book 3. Does it continue? Can I know that information?
I can tell you. I can tell you that at least that was pretty much the gist of the things that happened with her mentioning. She is brought up again just in passing with that thing, but you pretty much know exactly what her whole deal is.
No, that was not cryptic as fuck.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm trying to be good and not spoil, so but still.
Listen, it's all about the journey and how we get there. And she's like, it's the thing about the thing with the thing with the
Yes.
who and the what. Mhm.
It's like the most that like I don't even really remember her being mentioned much in the later books. So I think the gist of her has just been covered in this one. So
The Duchess?
or no, Shay itself.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I don't think we're gonna hear much from the Duchess anyway, because didn't they kill her? And I'm sorry, can we talk about the what happened in the carriage scene after the Duchess was killed?
I was
Why?
her and Sarah tend to like their characters to get it on during war scenes, I've noticed. Because that was a thing in Akatara as well. It seems like the characters were getting it on in most inconvenient times.
You've got a.
Mhm.
I don't even know how to describe that.
Well, and the fact that Castile gets off on being threatened and stabbed, that's a whole other thing.
I think that has to deal with when he was imprisoned and he was made to do things.
True. But he also said that apparently his dad has a thing for that kind of play as well.
Oh, so it's genetic. Do we get to meet? I mean, I know we saw the queen at the very end, but do we get to see the king? Do we? I don't remember seeing
He's
him
at
at the end.
he's at the end too. He doesn't really say anything at the end, but he's at the end.
It'd be interesting to hear dialogue from them.
Yeah, and the whole like temple scene at the very end too.
Wasn't it Beckett that took her to the temple?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like him right now. She healed him, and then he and left her. I'm hoping it was a case of maybe he got knocked out and dragged away, but if he actually purposely led her to the temple and then left her with all those people,
That gets answered next one.
Sam's over here got all the answers to my questions right now.
She has all the
She is
intel.
not spilling the beans.
Because if I do, then you're going to be frustrated that you didn't read it yourself.
Trust me, I got my TBR. I'm adding the book 3 to it.
Don't do it.
I'm gonna be reading the book and just sending y'all notes. Oh my god!
So now Katie's going to be like, "Well, damn it! Now I got to add it to
That's why I was like,
mine."
don't do it. Don't fall into the trap, Alicia.
I need to know.
No, you don't. Hold it for 2 months.
Like, I'll try. I will try. I don't know how well I'll be able to do that, but I'll try. I want to know. I have to know.
I'm trying to think of any other like major plot points.
Well, you technically only have to wait a month, Alicia, because realistically we're meant to have Strange the Dream. And then it's the next one. What was the next one again? Oh, the
Lessons
Chemistry.
Yeah,
Which would
I'm
be
almost
awful,
like,
but-
yeah, I'm halfway through Strange the Dreamer right now.
I have
I'm
not
like-
started.
I have yet to start it, to be honest.
I honestly suggest doing like tandem reading with the audiobook because that's what I'm doing, and I felt it kind of slow to start reading it physically. So if you're able to get your hands on the audiobook, I suggest doing that too. But
I'm glad I got the audiobook then.
But so far, it's pretty descriptive and lyrical writing, so I'm enjoying it.
this will be my first book by her that I've read.
Same.
So we'll see.
So yeah, so July's book was meant to be Strange the Dreamer, although it's turning more into August's book.
It's fine. We're on our own schedule here.
This is true.
So as for when that live is, we don't know yet.
To be determined.
To
I
be
think it would be if
The beginning
what
of
we
September.
doing. Were we doing it the second Saturdays, or was it the first
we were
Saturday?
starting to, but then because I think the what was it that we read before this? It was
Oh God.
was it Monsters Born and Made? I feel like
Yeah, I think so.
like
Yeah.
we pushed that back a little, and then obviously this one, so we've kind of technically moved a month. Oops. If Strange the Dreamer wasn't so big, it wouldn't be so bad, I suppose. But we probably would have to, I don't know, either end of the month or beginning of September, maybe. I don't know.
How about we all just get together whenever we all finished it, and then
Yeah.
that weekend after.
And then the live will be when then the live will be.
Yeah.
As long as it's not September 7th, because that's my son's birthday.
That's my
And we have plans, yeah.
Yeah, that's my birthday weekend. Mine's on that Friday.
Oh, birthdays.
There's a robin just sitting right there, gorgeous red.
Oh.
So, and then we got lessons in chemistry, which I'm intrigued to read. Actually.
So lessons in chemistry would be early October?
Or just whenever we read it.
Yeah.
True.
At this point now, it's just like a big buddy read for us. So
And then if
just
you
whenever
guys
we get to it. It's
join,
fine.
you join.
Yep.
And then after that will probably be the third Blood and Ash book.
So let's see. Lessons in chemistry is August. So then book 3 for this series would be September.
Mhm.
Technically, yeah.
Okay. I will
I
try
mean-
to.
Can you wait?
I mean,
We just got 2 books to read before that. I mean, technically, you can start as soon as you finish the other 2.
You
Like,
just
you just
need to make notes.
Yeah,
Make
keep your notes.
That way you
Well-
can remember what exactly you want to discuss, and then yeah.
And if your questions
I-
got answered.
I will do my best to hold
Wait,
off,
are you
'cause I'm not-
malfunctioning?
my brain is like, it's going like a mile a minute, and I'm going, well, if I do this, then I could do that, and then this could be pushed back, and this could be. So my brain is like mentally like moving things around. But I'm also starting my author challenge this month, and Colleen Hoover was the author that was picked. So my challenge is to read as much of the books that I own by her this month.
Oh,
So
which wasn't Strange the Dreamer.
no.
Unfortunately, she did not.
You're welcome.
Neither was Lessons in Chemistry.
So yeah, I can't take credit for Lessons of Chemistry. That wasn't my book.
That was
But
my
are you planning on watching the movie before it ends with us? Because that comes out a few days, actually.
Probably not. I just have all of the books.
You can start with that one.
No. I probably won't go see it, maybe like later on, or if it comes to a streaming service or whatever, but I just want to like try something different to try to get more books off of my unread TBR. So we're doing an author challenge. See how many books we can read that way.
I think
But
it
there will
was
be a video on that explaining all of the things.
I think it was last year where like Liam's mum, because she's a school teacher, and it was like school holidays, and then she took up reading for pretty much the first time ever, but all she read was like Colin Hoover books, and she read so many, like that whole. I was like, "You're reading more than me. This is weird." So she's read pretty much all of Colin Hoover's books.
Lord.
I was like, "Wow." Sorry.
I think I only own like 5 or 6 of hers, but still.
Yeah, she made a list of like ones that she owned and own ones that she read, and she like proper highlighted it and stuff. And I was like, "Well, you're getting really into this."
I've
I
read
mean,
that one.
they got a doorbell camera on their door, and I just went, "I saw your list."
Oh my god.
So yeah, she's put me to shame. She's read all of Colin Hoover's books. So let's just say she got addicted to the writing and stories and that.
What I'm worried about is when I draw Jennifer L. Armentrout's name from that jar, because
Yeah, she's written quite a lot.
Yeah.
and I own quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only ones of hers I've read is just this series. So
Let's see, like, 'cause
I'd show you my shelf, but it's behind the chair. It's pretty much the whole shelf, because I have some of the stuff from when she was writing as Jay Lynn, and then I have
because I've only read Wait for You in that series, but she's got like 3 others in that one.
I have the Lux series.
Obviously, the rest of the Blood and Ash series. Then there's the Flesh and Fire series. The Covenant series, I think I read the first 2 books, but I need to reread them again. Lux is the only one I completed. But I never read Opposition and Oblivion, and I think they're from the point of view of the main guy character anyway. The Origin series I haven't read. Dark Elements, I only read White Hot Kiss.
I have that one. I haven't read it yet.
I've not read any of the Harbinger series. Storm and Fury in that.
Or the other author that I'm gonna love to hate to read, if I draw her name, is Cassandra Clare. Because I've only read City of Bones.
I feel like her stuff is about like maybe a little bit easier to read than Jennifer L. Armentrout with how quick I get through her stuff. But I also I read her stuff back in high school and flew through that stuff.
But
yeah, she's quite an easy writing style.
I've also got the series books over here that I have to finish too. So it's just a lot.
Yeah. But kudos to you for powering through these authors' lots of books. At least you're starting with Colleen Hoover, where she probably doesn't have as many as others.
Well, and the good thing is, too, it's not like I'm reading the ones I own and then seeking out her other ones. I'm just going based off of what I own.
Yeah.
So, because I know I have one. I don't remember if it's called Finding Cinderella or Finding Perfect. But it's a novella that's part of the Hopeless series. And I own Hopeless and then that, like, novella.
Yeah,
So,
they're really short anyway, those ones, I think, because I got the Finding Cinderella and it's like that. But it's very, very thin. I've not read that series, though, the Hopeless one.
I haven't either. I will read it sometime this month.
Yeah.
And then there's the 2-day reading method I'm going to implement as well. Read half the book one day and then read the second half the second day.
Wow.
Good luck with that. Because I don't even do that. I'm like, I'll just read it as I read it.
I think it'll be a lot easier to do. Like, I have done it with the last of the few books that I've read. But I think it'll be a lot easier when the kids are in school. because then I could do my tasks and read while they're at school.
Yeah.
So it's either that or you like, you know, I don't know, audiobook it, like listen to an hour, have a break, and then another hour, or whilst you're doing something.
Nope, I pretty much like I'll listen. I have the audiobook. The audiobook's usually at 2 times speed, and then I mark where the middle of the book is, and I read up to that point, and then go do something else.
Ooh, committed.
I got a lot of books to read.
She's like, I gotta be committed.
I'm trying to be efficient here.
You're trying to read what you own so you can buy the books.
No, I'm on a book buying ban.
That's what I mean. If you read the books and make the shelf space, you can go, look, I read them.
Get rid of the ones I don't want. Then
Yeah.
See, now I have room so I can buy them. Yay.
It's going to be a while. I think I have a couple years worth of books. Maybe. I bet Poppy doesn't have as many books to read as I do.
No, because she spends all her time traveling.
And getting it on.
What?
And getting it
I
on.
remember she had that one book that Castile keeps picking at her for, and he goes, well, shall we read so-and-so's diary?
Yeah.
No.
Trying to get this desk kind of cleaned up a little bit so I can.
Yeah, I always find it weird when you read books and they're like, you know, like I was reading one a few weeks ago, and like she was like, oh, like I need, you know, I just wanted a book to read, and there was this one on the shelf, and I'm like, how do you have just one book?
What is this nonsense?
Like how? But literally, it's the thoughts that come in my head. I'm like, one book? It's not even yours. How do you travel? Like none. Like this is so strange.
Books are like security blankets.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you taking a book to read? We're just going to swim lessons. Listen, I might need a book to read.
Hey, you
Well,
never know if you get stuck somewhere.
Yeah.
Exactly.
With
You
me,
have
like
to
with
have
my
an
knitting.
book.
Well, it's like anytime I'm going somewhere that I think I am going to be sitting for a while, sometimes I'll bring my knitting with me. Because if I don't, I'm going to be sitting there forever waiting for whatever to get done. Sit down, start knitting. Oh, look, I'm getting called back for whatever it is that I am waiting for.
Multitasking at its finest.
Mm-hmm.
I do the same thing.
Yeah. You have to, like, I can't go anywhere without at least bringing one book. Or even the Kindle. Just like,
Yeah.
you just
Or
don't know
having
if you
something
get
on
a
my
breakdown in the car or
Mm-hmm.
stranded somewhere, or you're somewhere where you've got to wait 2 hours and you're like, you know what? I've got my book. It's fine. I might have you as company, but I've got my book.
You go ahead and shop. I'm just going to sit here and wait.
Yeah.
You just scroll on your phone. I've got a book.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to know we're not all weirdos. Have to have an emergency book.
I did that when I went to go see my dad. I took like 3 books, and I was like, well, if I read one going up and one reading down, I need an extra one just in case I finish both.
It's like I need something to read while I'm there.
Yep.
Well, it's like I brought my Kindle and my Chromebook when I went to North Carolina for the Fiber Festival because I had loaded up some graphic novels on my Chromebook to read. So, and we had like the big deck that overlooked the mountains and a river. And I was just rocking chairs out like I'm in heaven right now.
Oh, I didn't want that.
these tarot cards back in my deck. Somebody's playing Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, that's Liam.
I was just saying, not me.
Are you playing Killer or Survivor?
No, I'm playing 2v8 Survivor.
Oh, 2v8 Survivor.
Yeah, we played that on Tuesday.
It's definitely not Killer. You can't get into a match.
Oh, yeah, he said
20 minutes.
Killer, you can't get into a match. He said, unless you want to wait 20 minutes.
Literally. Like, it's not, I'm not even exaggerating either. That's the problem.
Well, they have like a thing for like survivors, like extra blood points, because I guess there's not very many.
400% bonus on survivors in the minute. It's because everyone wants to play the killer because finally they can play killer with their friend.
Their best friends.
Well, yeah, exactly.
2 killers.
What is this video gaming you speak of?
Dead by Daylight, where one person will play as a killer. Well, this is a normal game. One person will play as a killer, and then 4 people will play as survivors. It's like cross-gen, so you can play with like your friends and whatever. But with the one killer, you can't play with your friend because obviously it's one killer. And yeah, the goal is that the survivors have to like work on the generators to power the gate up to open the gate and escape. But the killer's job is to obviously kill by like chasing them down, hitting them, putting them on the hook to sacrifice to the entity. So yeah, and you get basically 2 hooks, and then your third one you're sacrificed.
Sam lost.
Oh no! Power went off.
Oh.
But they've just introduced this new section where you could like there's going to be 2 killers and 8 survivors, so they've doubled it. So then you can play like with your friend or with your partner. But because everyone wants to play killer with their friend or whatever, like everyone wants to play the killer, so there's like not enough players for survivors. So like if you wanted to play killer, you would have to sit in a massively long queue just to play the game on the server. Whereas if you play survivor, your game loads quick and
Literally within 10 seconds.
within like a few seconds. So yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a very weird game. Like, there's a lot of like horror characters as the killers. So like Chucky, you got Ghostface,
I'm good.
Michael Myers,
the
the alien from Alien.
I'm good.
But there's also like survivor characters. Like they've not long introduced Lara Croft. They've also got Alan Wake. They've got Nicolas Cage. Just randomly.
I'm so excited because in September they're remastering the original Tomb Raider games, and they're putting them on like PS4 and PS5. So you know what I'll be playing.
Oh yeah, that brings it back.
I loved playing Tomb Raider.
See, back then it was like my brother playing it and I would watch him. I think I was just at that point where I was like, that's a bit scary. I mean, like the butler used to scare me. Like the butler, the creepy butler that followed you around the mansion in one of the games. Like I was
In
like,
Tomb
stop
Raider?
following me. Yeah, I was like, stop following me. It's weird.
I don't remember that. Which one was that?
I can't remember. Tomb Raider 2, maybe? I'm not sure.
Oh, that's been a while. Last time I played Tomb Raider 2, it was that was when it was on PS1.
I'm sure it was Tomb Raider 2. It's either 1 or 2. But yeah,
That was weird. The power just like flickered, went off, and came back on. I'm like, hello?
I thought something was going on, and you paused in a very interesting pose where you kind of like in thought, so you're kind of like with your lips. And I was like, uh-oh.
I think that it's the impending tropical storm that we're supposed to be getting.
Yeah.
Well, there you were, like, someone's playing Dead by Daylight, and then like maybe the entity like killed your power or something.
Yeah, the entity, like, it was like, nope.
It's like, no, we're not. Cut the power. But yeah, I was just explaining to Alicia what Dead by Daylight is, and like probably the. I'd like to think it was the easiest way to explain it. But
Yeah. It's the game that
I
I
was like-
normally play on Tuesdays with Allie with Hardback Quarter on her stream. So
I never get to watch it
Yeah.
though. And the way she described it, I don't think I want to.
it's a lot of whenever me and them are playing, it's like me, her, our friend Dylan, and sometimes our friend Thimpa were playing. It's a lot of yelling and going around saying, "Do you want butt pets? Butt pets. Let me heal you. Butt pets." And Thimpa, he was yelling and sounding like a siren, like going off like, "We will, we will."
or it's
Like,
just like,
getting chased.
whoa, it's Mike Myers, he's chasing me. Like,
Yeah.
when they like stalk you and you just don't see them until the last minute, and you're like,
Well, it's for me, and when I find it funny when we get up against a ghost face, and you can kind of tell where he is, even though he's supposed to be one of those sneaky killers. I can usually spot him because he's got the floaty bits off of his his costume. I'm like, I look
the
over
way
and I'm
that
like, I
they
can see you. I see you looking at me.
It's the way they lean as well. You just get this head that's like,
Yeah. It's like, I can see you. You're not being sneaky.
Right.
You
And
just
then
start
I know-
pointing.
and then now I normally get off the generator and I just point, like, I can see you.
It literally finds the game in about 5 seconds.
But yeah, it's a game where you can't really speak to each other in the game, but like, unless you obviously have like
Yeah.
game chat.
You just point and start screaming, Dementor, Dementor!
It's pointing, or it's like squatting and bouncing, or it's wafting, where you like some people say, like, boop the pig or whatever.
Boop the snoot. Gotta boop the snoot.
And then like the healing's kind of like, yep, I'm just gonna give you a massage.
Your butt pets. Give me a pet pet.
Oh my gosh.
Usually whenever I'm like running away and Allie's coming up behind me and like she's trying to heal me and she's like, let me touch your butt. I'm trying to get Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin to or Gavin reads it all now. I'm trying to get him. We've been trying to get him to play Dead by Daylight with us for a while, and he's like, "Yeah."
I think Jesse the Reader plays it. I think I've seen.
So like I mentioned to him because he's doing sprints right now to finish his book, and he was talking about how he wants to get back into playing games, and you just see me pop up and comment saying DBD when he's like, "Sam, I see you." No.
Like, dude, you read Goosebumps. Come on.
This desk is starting to look weird with me taking stuff off of it. Kind of a bittersweet moment.
Oh,
Gary, what are you doing?
whatever I want.
Don't lick the tape, you dumb dumb.
So, I will probably wrap up this live.
Cats are being stupid.
The next book is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. Live show to be confirmed. But yes, hopefully you can read it with us, or if you've read it, hopefully you can join us, discuss it with us, and answer all the questions. But for now, it's goodbye from me.
Bye.
Oh, I
Au revoir.
And goodbye from them.
Auf Wiedersehen.
We will see you next time.
alligators. After a while, crocodile.
Bye bye, butterfly.
Bye, everyone.